Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa and I am welcoming you and Spirit in. We are doing pick-a-pile readings today and I've already gotten all of the piles of cards here. I like a pick-a-pile reading. I just think they're fun. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will just pause here for a moment so that you can pause and zoom in and you can look at the piles of charms that came out. I have a bowl full of charms and I just grabbed a handful for each one. And the crystals, look at the crystals, see if any of those are speaking to you. There's a different tarot deck for each one. This is the Tarot Landscapes, Somnia Tarot, the Crystal Tarot, and Cosmic Wisdom Tarot. So you each have a different little door to open up the reading. Anyway, hopefully you've had a chance to decide which one of these speaks to you. I'll have timestamps in the description. Just click on description under this video and then click on more, and there will be a list of all of the decks that I've used, but there will also be timestamps, and you can click to the timestamp for the pile that you're interested in reading. I will go ahead and get started on group 1 right now. Okay, the other thing that I forgot to mention in the introduction is that if you want to see a recording of me stacking these piles together, I was in a coffee and cards and cursing video that I did with my daughter on Saturday. That for a portion of that, if I can remember, I'll go back and put a timestamp in there. I was stacking up the cards and shuffling the tarot decks and stuff like that on camera. And so if you want to see the piles being compiled, then you can find them there. Okay, so let's dig into your reading. The first thing that I started off with was these cards here. They're called Clarifying Life Situations Oracles. And I grabbed one for each pile and then just started building around it. So let's see what we got for yours. Also on these, I don't know what any of them are except for the quotes and the doors. Yeah, that's it. And the charms. So let's see what we got here. The Dance of Creativity. Express your creativity daily. Engage in activities like painting, writing, or crafting. Allow creativity to flow without judgment or expectation. When I was compiling them together, I asked Spirit to use these as a theme and, build on that. So let's see what we get. And then your quote that you get is from Bob Iger. And the quote is, "The path to innovation begins with curiosity." And, that's the case definitely when it comes to creativity as well. So let's see. The next card that we have here is a Truth Bomb card. I love these. I have mentioned on my channel many times that I pull cards from this deck and its companion Truth Bombs too by Daniel Laporte. I pull these pretty much every day. And the truth bomb that you get here is passion over perfection. So focusing on passion over perfection in your creative pursuits. All right. And let me see, where do I want to go next? I'm going to save the tarot for last, I think. And we've got a rune card here. And we have I was and you. So this is more runes and roots. I pulled that because I'm learning runes this year. And so using the deck helps me to learn. So for the keyword here, we get death, transformation, alchemy, endings, axis mundi, magic, occult, psychopomp, transition, and underworld. The yew tree stands as a symbol of Iowa's, a wooden sarcophagus with roots that reach deep. It cradles the bones of the dead with care. Iowa's and yew suggest a transformative phase. During this process, vulnerability is inevitable. Growing pains abound. Protect and care for yourself like a serpent that outgrew its skin. It's time to shed that which no longer fits in your life and make room for new growth. This perennial pair offers guidance as you navigate the unfolding challenges of transformation. The yew tree is an ancient being as old as the underworld depths from which it rises. It represents longevity, resilience, and immortality. This funereal tree stands as a sentinel among graves, guarding the souls that journey between the realms of the living and the dead. A tree so fond of the dead, in fact, that its poison is fatal to the living. And then the contemplation here is, if I could be fully liberated from the fear of death, would I live out my days differently? Okay. Transformation, alchemy, endings, transitions. All right. Well, that's what we get for our runes. Next up, we are going to go to the Rooted Woman Oracle. And for this one, we get Meadow. It's a number 6 card. And we have a bunny rabbit on there. Beautiful sunshine. And the phrase underneath it is flourishing and regenerating. That's really good for creativity as well, especially after a death rune. We want some regeneration and flourishing. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, when we look at a meadow, we can clearly perceive the greening of life, what the medieval German mystic Hildegard of Bingen called Viriditas, the divine force which she believed animates and nourishes the world, and in which all things participate. A meadow opens its arms wide to the skies, although so many living things can shelter and hide among its long grasses and bushy wildflowers. The card asks us to remember that women are so full of gifts. We're containers for so much life. We're a critical element in the abundance of this beautiful, animate earth. We were made to flourish, and we deserve to flourish. It's our birthright, our heritage, and the driving force of this heroine's journey that we're on. So the meadow card then reminds us that there's so many species that are intermingling and gathering nourishment and shelter within a meadow. We're serving the community as well as ourselves, but we can only flourish together. So, okay, I like it. All right, the next one is from The Witch's Way Home. And the card that we get here is, we got kind of the same card. Okay, so we had meadow and spring. We have a hare in both of these, a hare and a sun and a flourishing meadow in both cards. Wow. That's awesome. I don't know if we needed a repeat message, but let's see what it says here. Prepare for a transformative awakening. It's time for a rebirth. So that rebirth that fits in really well with this idea of new creativity and regeneration. Just as the hare leaves its form, a shallow depression in the ground of grass, to leap and run in the fields in the spring, when you draw this card, you are being called upon to step out of the shadows and embrace a new beginning. Prepare yourself for a journey of self-discovery and growth. Trust in this process of transformation, knowing that it will lead you to greater fulfillment and alignment with your true purpose. As you navigate this period of awakening, allow yourself to be guided by intuition and inner wisdom. Tune into the subtle whispers of your soul. And follow the path that resonates most deeply with your heart. Embrace change with open arms, for it is through venturing into the unknown that you will experience the most profound growth. Embrace the beauty of the journey ahead, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to the radiant and authentic expression of your true self. Trust in the transformative power of this moment, for it is through change that you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your divine purpose. And a journal prompt that comes with this particular card in this deck says, write about the changes you wish to manifest in your life and the steps that you can take to align with your true purpose and your highest potential. Oftentimes when I do clarifying readings, I, pull tarot cards and then pull more tarot cards to get a clarification on them. If I get a repeat card, I say that that's the universe saying, I said what I said. So we may not have needed a repeat meaning here, but the universe is definitely emphasizing it. This is an important piece for us to be considering. Now, for our Death Doula card to go along beside these, we get Wayfinding. This card, we see this light emerging here. We're looking through a chain link fence to a home, which has windows. We've got little spots of light here, and the word is wayfinding. Let's look at what the book has to say on this. This card is associated with feelings of being trapped or blocked. The card asks the reader to get creative in order to find a way over the wall and discover their own path. Search beyond what you consider familiar and forge onward with your cleverness, imagination, and grace. The path forward may not be obvious, but the card encourages the reader to visualize where they wish to be and to begin to think of ways to get there. Take a moment today to envision a goal and search your mind for one step to take to begin the journey towards it. Once your first step has been taken, reassess your position and find the next step toward your wish until you arrive. Do not underestimate the power of taking one step at a time. With this idea of blocks, that can be the case when we are trying to be more creative. Remember that the idea of perfection sometimes is the block itself. So focus on the passion rather than your desire for perfection. And whatever that block is, it's not a solid barrier here. We have ways through it. We can climb over this fence. We can walk along the fence until we get to a gate. And there's multiple sources of light that are coming through here for us as well to help illuminate the way. Okay, so let's see here. The next card that we'll do is, let's do these dream cards. These are both from cards that focus on the idea of dreaming. And we will do the dream deck first. Dream deck card, we get celebrity, self-expression, validation, and influence. So the idea of this deck, it's called the Arts of Dreaming dream deck. And so these cards represent common dreams that people have. So you may have had a dream about a celebrity. That's when you get this card. But when you have that kind of a dream, some of the meanings are self-expression, validation, and influence. So let me see what the guidebook has to say here too. And that self-expression, I'm getting that self-expression that fits in with this idea of creativity here too. So it looks like Spirit was kind of complying with my desire to have this be a theme, or either that, or I'm just seeing the theme in the cards because I want to see them, to see it. All right, celebrity. It says, dreaming of a celebrity often reflects a desire for validation, recognition, and exploring aspects of your identity. Celebrities and dreams can symbolize your aspirations for success, fame, or admiration. This persona embodies traits like charisma, confidence, and adaptability. and qualities you may admire or wish to cultivate. Seeing a celebrity may highlight a need for self-expression and a desire to be acknowledged. It can also reflect your pursuit of a specific goal or a wish to escape reality and experience the allure of stardom. The presence of a celebrity may indicate a search for identity as you explore different roles or personas to better understand yourself. However, such dreams can also reveal negative traits like narcissism or feelings of isolation associated with fame. They may prompt reflection on balancing external validation with your true self-worth. Overall, dreaming of a celebrity acts as a mirror, reflecting your ambitions, insecurities, and qualities you wish to nurture or manage in your waking life. So, this is one of the world's most common dreams, according to this book. All right, let's do the dream one now. This is a dream oracle cards, and it's similar in purpose to this one. And we get computer. Upgrade your mental software. That's a pretty cool picture. Let's see what it says here. Okay, for computer, we get you are wise beyond your years, more resourceful than you realize. All the answers and all the RAM you could ever need, want, or desire are just a click away. The challenge isn't access, it's your operating system. You would never think of trying to send an email from an old Macintosh computer from the 80s. It wouldn't work. From time to time, we all need to change our mind, update our belief systems, and delete open spam and download our personal reference points to thoughts that are relevant to the brand new moment. Take a breath, open your mind to see things in a new way, and be willing to cut and paste a new point of view that supports you in living the highest, most optimum level of functionality. The key word here is resourcefulness. And it says, throughout all Eastern religions, there's the belief in one supreme mind and being that interconnects to us all. The computer is often used as a symbol in dreams of this one mind and your unique access to the universal mind, as well as your desire to connect and express yourself to others. And the mantra included for this particular card is, I avail myself to the unlimited intelligence and infinite possibilities of the universal mind and the heart of creation. Well, that is really cool. I like that a lot. And that does fit in well with this idea of creativity. If we're ever feeling like we're blocked here, like we are here in this card, then, we just may need to kind of upgrade our belief system, our way of thinking, and, just take a fresh view of it. Okay, let's see. Let's move over to, we'll do our color vision card. In this one, we get the keyword of expression. This is a multicolor card. In this particular deck, most of the cards are singular colors, but this one has multicolors, and the keyword is expression. So let's see what the guidebook has to say on it. There's a lot in here. This is my first time really looking at this guidebook. The summary is each of us has a unique perspective and something valuable to offer. When we're able to express ourselves and share our gifts with others, we not only benefit personally by being seen, acknowledged, and heard, but we also inspire others to follow suit. This card is an invitation for you to find an outlet for your self-expression. Yep, not creativity. It may be singing, dancing, writing, or some other creative medium, or perhaps you're in need of a good cry or a release of bottled up emotions. Give yourself the gift of expression. And the prompt here is share your expression, an opinion, a song, or a manifesto with another being. At first, it may just be your houseplant or a beloved companion animal, but encourage yourself to share with a broader audience over time. Okay, that's great. Now we'll do the elemental oracle that is right underneath it next. Let's see what we get here. Magic. We've got these two hands with this light Some looks like a winged being coming out from within the hands. The sacred geometry and the clouds in the sky and this light emerging from the clouds. It's number 43 card. Let's see what magic has to say for us. And then the keyword on it is alchemy. There is magic to be found everywhere if you look for it. You are the magic. Magic is not a miracle, although it can sometimes feel like that. Doubt kills more dreams than failure. Have faith in your ability. Weave together all the disparate pieces. So one of the things that it says at the end here is magic is a doing word, a working, a process. It doesn't exclude science. In fact, it is part of science, probably influencing it at an atomic level. That we don't exactly know how all this works doesn't make it incorrect or fantasy. After all, scientists are still trying to work out dark matter. So magic and science are not exclusive. It's a both and situation. Both are true. Okay, next card we're going to go to is, let's see, we will do our Memento Mori and our tea leaf, and then we're going to shift to our tarot. Memento Mori, we get let it go. And then for our tea leaf, we get a beetle, good fortune. The little doorway that you received has a little poem on the other side of it. I didn't read that, but it says 3 of Cups. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun, 3 cups in happiness, 3 cheers are done. So celebration is near. Okay, let's look at our tarot cards. We get the 3 of Pentacles. That is great to go with our 3 of Cups. The 7 of Wands and the 1 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is a card of creativity, a card of creative passion. This is having new ideas and the energy and the confidence to move forward with producing this, taking action on this new idea. And the 3 of Pentacles is a card of developing expertise and taking your moment to lead and to guide others. One of the best ways to learn something is to teach it. And so take that moment to teach somebody else whatever it is that you're trying to create. It'll help you to develop your own expertise and build upon it. If you are just learning something, you can always learn up to the level of experience that you have. And then, and that does help you to build. And then the other thing too is to look for mentors. If there's a mentor around you, utilize your mentor and ask the questions. Be humble and willing to learn and advance and grow. Then the 7 of Wands here, this is a card of defensiveness. You may have a battle that you have to wage in order to go through this entire creative process that you've got here. And the battle, you will be victorious because you're coming at it from a position of advantage. You can see your adversaries before they can see you. You can see what they're bringing to the table before they know what you have. And you're going to defend yourself. And so what this can mean here in this reading, to me, what it means in this reading is you've got a creative passion that you want to learn and build upon. You want to develop this rebirth and regeneration. And, you want to utilize this magic to express yourself. And you're going to need to defend your time. You need to defend your bandwidth in order to have time and energy to spend with your creative passion. You're going to need to defend it. If you have people in your life, if you have family in your life that they've grown to depend upon you and your time and your resources and your energy, they won't like it if you're retreating and pulling back in order to focus in on your creative passion. They may sabotage you, and all of this is on the subconscious level. Consciously, they want you to be happy, most likely, and they want to support you. But subconsciously, they're looking at what they're missing out on. And so you may have to defend yourself in order to really delve into this creativity that you have a desire to bring forth. So that is your reading. I hope there was something in here that you find useful. And if it didn't resonate, feel free to click on one of the other timestamps if there was maybe a couple of them were sort of speaking to you. Otherwise, hopefully there was something here that works for you. And I thank you for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Welcome to your reading, Group 2. I did forget to mention before that if you want to see me laying out the cards and getting the piles together, if you go to my coffee cards and cursing video that I had with my daughter on Saturday, you'll be able to see me laying out the cards. I compiled the piles of cards for the reading and shuffled the tarot and everything while on camera. So if you want to see that, that is where you can locate that. And the other thing I did not mention is that these particular cards right here, which will be the first card that we opened up, this was my jumping off point into building the piles. I pulled 4 of these cards and asked Spirit to give the readings based on whatever is in these cards. So we'll see if that happened. The quote that you got is, "It's a simple and generous rule of life that whatever you practice, you will improve at." And that is Elizabeth Gilbert. And then we have the clarifying life situations card. This is what the reading was built around, is the beacon of intuition. Trust your intuition when faced with a decision. Listen to your inner voice. Practice this daily by making small intuitive choices and observing the outcomes. So, hopefully your reading will be focused in around there. Otherwise, we'll see what other themes emerge, but intuition will be a keyword here. Okay. And let's see, where are we going to go next? I think the next thing that I pulled was the Truth Bomb card. Don't take any shit. So this is one of my favorite truth bombs in that deck. So don't, from yourself or from anyone else. If you are, I have a tendency to probably be my own biggest shit talker, and you don't need to take that. A couple of practices that have been shared with me by friends. One of my friends has named that negative internal voice her lynch mob. And she called it the lynch mob because she takes it very seriously, that the negative talk is not something to take lightly. And then another suggestion that I heard was to give that negative voice an actual voice of somebody you really don't like a nameless politician I won't mention. But if you use that person's voice when you hear that negative talk, then it instantly makes you want to defend yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna do runes first. I'll save the Death Doula card for a little bit later. So this card here is from the Runes and Roots deck, and I selected this deck because I'm learning runes this year. It's one of the things that I want to learn. And so I thought having some decks that focused on this would be helpful. So I bought a couple of decks that teach the runes a little bit, and I am just now learning. And this one is, I'm not sure how to pronounce any of these. I need to Google all of this so that I'm not slaughtering it, but Degas and Morning Glory. This card, interestingly enough, has come up a couple of times for me for one of the goddesses that I'm working with. And so I have read this one a couple of times, but let me pull that open here. All right. Keywords are transformation, breakthrough, dawn, enlightenment, epiphany, initiation, liminality, spiritual awakening, wholeness, infinite, consistency, and cycles. That the epiphany and breakthrough, that sort of fits in with this idea of intuition. As dawn breaks, Degas ascends alongside the sun, casting an ethereal glow upon the waking world. Harmoniously, Morning Glory unfurls its delicate petals, eager to embrace the warm rays and fresh sense of renewal. This inspiring pair represents the chance to begin again and the limitless possibilities that accompany each new day. Degas and Morning Glory usher in a time of complete transformation and newfound potential, coming into one's life when the slumbering spirit seeks true awakening. So the literal translation of this rune is day, and its shape is indicative of the infinite repetition of dawn. Like the sunrise, this rune is revelatory and life-affirming. By delving into its depths, we discover the profound concepts of paradox, the merging of opposing forces, spiritual enlightenment, and a myriad of other ineffable truths. And the Morning Glory, throughout cultures, it's associated with the divine and the cycles of life. Because it opens at dawn and closes at dusk, its fleeting nature mirrors liminality, therefore traversing the boundaries between realms. The soft violet hue of Morning Glory is reminiscent of the color of the crown chakra and higher consciousness. Okay, that's good. Contemplation that goes with this card is, how can I show up for every day? Okay, I like that. Now let's look at this card right here. We'll do the Rooted Woman first. We have the Rooted Woman, and then this one is the Witch's Way Home. The Rooted Woman, we get C, Plumbing the Depths. This is a number 8 card. Let's see what we have here. The sea is so changeable that it's impossible to really anticipate its moods. The sea is continuously in motion, ebbing and flowing, shifting from tide to tide. On a stormy day, it's intimidating, a reminder of the raw, unpredictable power of this beautiful, animate earth that we inhabit. On a bright summer's day, when the sun warms the shallows and the light sparkling off the water lifts our spirits, we might remember that it's the home from which we originally came. Whatever face it might turn to us, the essence of the sea is the depths of its waters. This card encourages us to go deep, even if we're afraid there might be monsters. There are times when we need to step out of the shallows of life and plumb the depths, to turn inward and find the source of wisdom that lies deep within us. To make that choice, we need courage. Inside each of us, there's a vast and deep terrain, and to begin to understand who we really are, what our gifts are, and what we might dream of becoming in this life, we need to begin to explore it. We need to move out of the safe shallows of the ego and our conscious mind and turn our attention to all that remains hidden within us and is unconscious. Dreams are one of the most important ways that our unconscious psyche can communicate with us. And so the Sea card invites us, above all, to pay attention to our dreams, to the images and characters and scenarios which present themselves to us while we're sleeping. Okay, well, that invites me to move over to these dream cards instead of going here. We'll go to this card, the Witch's Way Home card, after we look at these dream cards, since this card tells us to pay attention to our dreams. The first one we'll pull is from the Arts of Dreaming Dream Deck. And this deck, the idea of it is to encourage people to really to plumb the depths of their dreams and to really use their dream time to their best spiritual benefit. And the cards are typically symbols that are very common to our dream state. So let's see what we get. Wonder, breakthrough, awakening, and delight. Okay, let's see what this card says. Now, to find these cards, if you're interested in them, you do need to go to their website. I don't think they're available anywhere else, and I think it's the artsofdreaming.com or something like that. If you Google Arts of Dreaming Dream Deck, then you'll be able to find it. Okay, so the card doesn't seem to be, the definition doesn't seem to be in this book. I'm looking at the right deck. Okay, I can't find the definition. So we'll just kind of go with whatever we get here intuitively. And maybe that's part of this this is our intuition at play here. This beacon of intuition is the theme of the overall reading. And so with the idea of intuition, we'll apply intuition to this card. So if you find yourself dreaming of those moments of having wonder or breakthroughs or awakening, those are things definitely to act on. And you may find yourself having those moments in your dreams in the next short while. And so watch for any senses of breakthrough or awakening or delight while you're dreaming, or watch for those kind of emotions to emerge during the daylight hours as well. And once you experience a feeling like that, try to imprint it and then picture it in your mind as you are meditating to fall asleep. Recall those feelings of wonder and awakening and delight, and ask for dreams to come to you that help you to capture that that kind of emotion within a dream state as well. Okay, so then the next dream card is from the Dream Oracle cards, and the idea is somewhat similar on these. And the card that we get here is Key. Seek no further. Your aha moment is at hand. And that, I mean, that's a great message. You know, intuition often comes with that aha moment. And so the key is in hand. You will have that key and that aha moment, that moment of breakthrough. Okay. The answers to the questions you seek, the solutions to the challenges you face, and the financial resources you desire are at hand. In fact, they may be closer than your breath and nearer than your hands and feet. Remember, you are that which you seek. Ask yourself the question, what part of my feelings, emotions, and/or desires are locked away? Once you identify this, unlock the door of your mind and allow the wisdom, grace, genius, healing, and brilliance of the universe to have its way with you. Dreams of a key symbolize answers, opportunities, access, secrets, freedom, control, knowledge, responsibilities, and power. You may either be trying to lock a part of yourself away, or you are the one setting yourself free. Either way, you are in control. In the I Ching, the keeper of keys is the one who contains wisdom and wealth in great measure. You hold the key that can open up any locked up area of your mind, body, or spirit. It's time to set yourself free. Often the key, as in a key word or new thought, will open up a whole world of insights, opportunities, and possibilities. And the mantra with this card is, I allow my dreaming mind to catapult me out of the box to reveal all the treasures I've ever desired. So this card here says, plumb the depths and appreciate those dreams. And there we have it. Now let's go back over to this card here. This is the Witch's Way Home. And we get the Inner Witch. The Inner Witch has the key to the intuition that we're looking for here. So number 1 card. This card marks the beginning of your journey, a powerful moment of awakening to your true essence. Whether you're just beginning to discover your inner witch or returning to this sacred path, Remember that you can always start again, shedding the expectations of the past and stepping into a new chapter. A path stretches ahead, inviting you to take those steps forward, embracing the magic within. Trust your intuition. There we go. Intuition. Trust your intuition. It is your guide as you navigate this path, lighting the way forward. Like the cycles of the moon, your journey will have phases of growth and rest, light and shadow. Embrace each phase with openness, knowing that transformation often begins in the dark. As you walk this path, remember that your thoughts are powerful spells and your words carry the energy of manifestation. Speak with intention and trust that the universe is listening. You are never alone. Both the world around you and the magic within you will offer their guidance. Trust in the wisdom you hold and let this moment be the start of something profound. And the journal prompt for this card is, what fears or doubts are preventing you from stepping into your power? Okay, let's look at the Death Doula card now. And this we get magic. Okay, let's see what the guidebook says here. The universe itself exists in the equivalent of a great mind, and our mind is the only universe that we can truly control. Magic calls for mastery of one's mind, human experience, and of one's own body in order to live in the life that the universe desires, and in turn, the reader desires. This card invites the reader to research further into the origins of esoteric thought and its associated practices. Magic is not simply a means to control one's physical world through spells and sorcery. Magic, equally, if not more so, operates in a realm of thought which only a healthy mind can access fully. This energy is harnessed and directed from a place of mental clarity and can transform the magi themselves and the world around them. Yeah, I think that's a strong key to that intuition, too. Okay, next cards here. We'll use the color prisms card. We get another, the first group had a multicolor card too. Most of the cards in this deck are single colors, but we get a multicolor card with a keyword, and it's conduit. If you're a conduit, then you are like a connection between the world around you and the spirit or divine guidance, or however you call in that higher wisdom. Keywords are channel, receptivity, and connection to a higher frequency. So definitely fits in with that intuition. Some of the prompts that are associated with this card is, are you taking time to listen to and follow the guidance of your inner voice? If your inner voice is blocked or suppressed, try this meditative visualization. Ground your feet to the earth like a deep root system. Then envision a funnel going down through the crown of your head. Through this funnel, you receive messages and information that you can picture as a waterfall of light. Envision yourself as a golden vessel or encapsulated in a protective egg-shaped sphere of light energy. This encapsulation helps you to hold the information that you are channeling, so you can allow it then to flow out as a creative expression or divine communication. If you're working on a project and get stuck, this exercise can help you work through the blockage. Anytime you feel blocked, it is critical to remember to simply sit and listen. Very good. I like how that fits in with this idea too. And then our next card here, we'll do the Elemental Oracle. And we get depth. Number 31 card. It's lake, and the keyword is depth. Let's see what that says. Do not take the shallow alternative. Deep dive. Do the research. Do not cut corners. You may not be seeing the whole picture, so take your time with the decision. Spiritually, lakes have been places of magic and power. Lake Wanaka in New Zealand is said to breathe in and out with the giant that lives underneath it. Lake Baikal in Siberia, sometimes referred to as the Sacred Sea, is the largest source of fresh water in the world, containing over 20% of the world's unfrozen fresh water. Cycle is very deep and it contains over 3,000 unique species. So dive into the depths. Don't take the shallow alternatives. Do a deep dive and research. Get deep into your intuition. You can access that by deep meditation. Okay, let's look at your Memento Mori is rewind and reset. I love these little cards. Rewind and reset. And then your tea leaf is money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. And then your doorway has a little poem on the other side of it. And it says, the sacred lotus. Compassion in action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus is your spirit's jewel. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. And these are in no particular order. I just threw 3 cards for each pile. We get strength, the page of coins, and the 8 of coins. Okay, so as you are developing in your intuition and focusing on your intuition, you're dreaming about keys to your intuition and inviting moments of wonder and magic into your life. Got a money path here, and that money path goes right along with that page of coins. The page of coins, I always like to say, he's standing there looking at his coin, wondering how to turn it into 10 coins. He wants to be a lot of coins, and he's really anxious to learn something new. He's confident, he's optimistic, he's eager to get started. He really wants to learn and advance and one day be the king of coins, not just the page of coins. And so that money path and this page of coins really go well together. And so does this 8. The page and the 8 of coins, both of these are really the true apprentices of the tarot. The page of coins is an apprentice. He really wants to learn and grow and advance. And the 8 of coins is the same. He's focusing in on developing his expertise. He spends a lot of energy and effort and time, money, and makes space for the mastery of his craft. And the number 8 is coming through too, because we've got the strength card and the 8 of coins. And the one thing about strength that I often talk about with the strength card is the strength card is all about daily consistent training. And that's what the page of pentacles is doing. He consistently and daily exercises his skills in order to continue to advance. And the only way to grow in your strength is to daily train. Whether you are hand feeding a lion every day, you need to do it every day so that your lion learns that you are going to feed it and it doesn't need to eat you because you will feed it. Or if you are a weightlifter or you're running a marathon or you are learning the runes or whatever it is that you're learning, you take daily consistent action in order to advance and to build your strength. So these things all really go well together. And if you apply it to developing your intuition, that the same thing applies. I mean, in order to trust your intuition and get a really strong relationship with it, you need to be, it says here, listen to your inner voice. Practice this daily by making small intuitive choices and observing the outcomes. So that is your reading. I hope there was something in here that resonated for you, that was useful for you. If it didn't really resonate, or if there were a couple of the piles that you were attracted to, then feel free to go back to the timestamps and check out the other reading too. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up on your way out. I do readings like this periodically, not on a regular basis, but every once in a while I do like to do these I call them choose your own adventure readings. So if you liked it, then be sure and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now. Welcome to your reading, group 3. I've got everything all laid out here for you. I did forget to mention in the introduction that I selected this card right here. This is called the Clarifying Life Situations Oracle card. I selected these cards and asked Spirit ahead of time to use these as our jumping off point for the readings. That is going to be hopefully something that we find the theme of the reading centers around. If not, we'll find whatever other themes emerge. And the other thing I forgot to mention is that I laid out these cards and shuffled the tarot decks on my coffee, cards, and cursing video that I had with my daughter yesterday. So if you want to check out that video that was posted on January 17th, then that way you can see the cards being laid out and the tarot decks being shuffled if you want to see that part. We're going to dig into your cards right now. We're going to start with the door. I'm curious about this one because I don't remember this one ever coming up in a reading for me before. And I do like to use these cards periodically. This card says, change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So these have little tiny poems, little couplets on the other side of the pretty doorways. So change is beckoning. We'll see if that has anything to do with your theme here from the Clarifying Life Situations. Then we're going to open this up. The light of faith. Cultivate faith in your journey. Trust that you are guided and supported by a higher power. Faith provides strength and assurance. Okay, so faith might be our theme. Change might be our theme. Let's see what else comes up as we go through these cards. Your quote is, if the only prayer you ever say in your life is thank you, that will be enough. And that is from Meister Eckhart. Okay, the first cards we're going to start with, the truth bombs. It's often best to do the opposite of what your fear is telling you to do. Whatever your fear is telling you to do, try the opposite. I just had a beverage delivered to me by my lovely wife, and she was reading my mind. I have not had enough fluids today. Okay, so fear, faith, prayer. We'll do the runes next. I don't know runes very well. I just got myself a couple of runes decks so that I can learn them. That's one of the things that I'm learning this year. And so, and I have not yet Googled how to pronounce all of these, so I might be slaughtering them. But the rune that you get is Perthro, and Uva Ursi. Keywords here are mystery, fate, cosmic consciousness, gnosis, chance, occult knowledge, womb, vessel, and secrets. In perfect rhythm with the cosmos, the hushed whispers of Perthro and Uva Ursi drift along a celestial stream. Together, they create a symphony of wisdom and enlightenment. Let's see. Guiding seekers toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the interconnectedness of all things. As guardians of sacred knowledge, they will impart their wisdom upon those who seek heart and humility. The journey to enlightenment is not an easy one, but with the guidance of Perthro and Uva Ursi, one can embark on a path of spiritual growth and realization of their true purpose in the vast web of existence. Perthro. So deeply buried beneath the sands of time are Perthro's woven roots. Truly the most enigmatic of the runes, Perthro has baffled humans for centuries. Analytical thought won't unveil its truths, however, as only the spirit can comprehend it. This rune is a reminder that even through the powerful act of divination, we are not meant to have all the answers. And Uva Ursi is deeply rooted in ancestral wisdom. It whispers their subtle wisdom through the language of dreams. Uva Ursi is a trusted companion for individuals looking to enhance their intuitive abilities, tap into the prophetic visions, and embark on astral journeys. And the contemplation question for this card is, what makes me feel connected to powers greater than myself? So it seems like this is hitting with this faith theme here and deep mysteries that only the spirit can understand and reveal. Okay, I like that. And we're going to do the Rooted Woman Oracle next. And for this one, we get Labyrinth. This is a number 4 card. During the Middle Ages, the practice of walking the labyrinth at great Christian sites became entangled with the pilgrimage tradition. Labyrinths created in the stone floors of cathedrals were often the final landmark on a pilgrim's path, and so became a symbol of the spiritual journey which they had undertaken, assisting with the process of integration. The Labyrinth card reminds us that life is not a linear journey, but its single path leads ultimately to the center, the path with heart. The good news is that labyrinths aren't mazes. They're designed to help you find your way to the center. They're designed precisely to center us, because walking the labyrinths lifts us out of the everyday world for a while and fosters contemplation. And there, at the center of the labyrinth, you'll discover new insights, uncover old wisdom, or gain new knowledge. You'll begin to understand why it was that you decided to walk this path. Then it will be time to make your way out of the labyrinth, taking into the world the gifts that you received in the center. So that really does kind of fit in with this idea of great mysteries that can only be known by the spirit that we get from this runes card. And the light of faith. Cultivate faith in your journey. Trust that you're guided and supported by a higher power. Okay, let's look at the Witch's Way Home. In this card, we receive your spirit guides. This is a 23 card, so number 5. Okay. Listen to your guides and find clarity on your mission. This card brings a powerful message of connection and guidance. It serves as a reminder that you're never alone on your journey. Your spirit guides are always with you, ready to offer wisdom and support. These benevolent beings, who can include ancestors, angels, and other ethereal entities, are here to help you navigate your path, offering their knowledge and protection as you face challenges and make decisions. By tuning into their guidance, you can align with your true purpose and experience a deeper connection to the universe around you. Take a moment to quieten your mind and open your heart to their presence. Create a sacred space where you can meditate and connect with them regularly. Ask their guidance and be open to receiving it in unexpected forms. Spirit guides communicate in subtle ways through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, and gentle nudges. Trust in their wisdom. As you deepen your connection with your spirit guides, you'll gain greater clarity on your mission and purpose. Embrace their guidance with gratitude and confidence. And the journal prompt for this card is: reflect on what you hope to learn or understand through connecting with your spirit guides. Describe any past experiences where you felt a presence or received guidance that you believe came from a spirit guide. What signs, symbols, or feelings do you associate with your guides? I'd love to hear about that in the comments if, on any of these experiences that you don't feel too sacred to share. Tell me about your sacred space where you connect with your spirit guides and how you connect with your spirit guides. I'd be curious about that. But yes, that is definitely going along with this theme of faith, and spirit seems to be emerging here from the cards. Okay, let's look at the Death Doula card. And we get art. We've got this light above and darkness below, and this interconnection of the light and the dark with these little specks and blops. I can almost see like water and clouds layered in here, and sand, and then this little bit of red. Art as any occasion or object that a viewer deems as such. Often our darkest moments of struggles hold the most beautiful art within them. Transmuting those obstacles into tangible or conceptual art is how one learns, grows, and strengthens through moments of adversity. This card encourages the reader to notice, actualize, and appreciate the art. Yeah, so that transmuting darkness into light, lightness into dark. Noticing the beauty around, regardless of what the circumstances are. Okay, now we'll move over to our dream cards. We have 2 dream deck cards. We'll start with the dream deck. This is the Arts of Dreaming dream deck card. And the idea behind this deck is to encourage people to utilize their sleep time and to capitalize on their dreaming time, and really be able to learn from it and advance from it and utilize it for your spiritual growth. And so these cards have a symbol on them that they're common symbols in our dreams, in our collective consciousness. They're common to humans, and so we'll see what symbol emerges here and see how it fits in. Okay, we get the beginner's mind: presence, curiosity, openness, and humility. And we've got this mandala that kind of reminds me of this labyrinth here. Meditation. And definitely having that curiosity, the openness, and the humility. Those are all characteristics of faith. Okay, the beginner's mind. The Zen concept of beginner's mind encourages approaching each moment with openness, curiosity, and without preconceived notions, as if experiencing it for the first time. This mindset emphasizes key principles like non-judgmental awareness, observing without labeling experiences as good or bad, and humility, acknowledging the limits of one's knowledge. It also stresses being present in the moment, fully engaged with the here and now, free from distractions of the past or future. Beginner's mind fosters flexibility and adaptability, keeping an open mind to new information and perspectives, with an eagerness to learn, embracing simplicity, and avoiding overcomplication. Practically, it can be applied to meditation by approaching each session without expectation, to daily activities by enhancing focus and appreciating routine tasks, and to relationships by promoting open-hearted, non-judgmental engagement. This practice supports continuous learning and personal growth, cultivating a more meaningful, compassionate, and authentic way of living. So, very good. And that does sort of fit in with the theme we've got going on here. Let's see what the next dream oracle says. And this deck is just called the Dream Oracle Cards. That's what it's called. And we get, okay, definitely fitting in here. Church, temple, and mosque. Recognize your spiritual authority. I love this artwork of Rassouli. That's the artist. It's beautiful. You are mighty, more so than you will ever be able to humanly fathom. Most people kneel at the altar of lack Limitation, seeing themselves as human beings having occasional spiritual experiences. However, you are coming to realize that you're a spiritual being expanding within your temporary human incarnation. Encoded within the word human lies the key to who you really are. Hu comes from the Egyptian word for God, and man comes from the Sanskrit word for the mother, mind, earth, and bread. As you remember who you really are, you can release the cross of self-doubt, drop the garments of limited beliefs, and discover your ability to co-create church wherever you are. This is not grandiose. In fact, it would be a sin for you to not awaken to your magnificence. So the meaning of this card is oneness. Dreams of a church or temple symbolize your relationship with spirituality, religious attitudes, and beliefs. This dream might also be revealing your most cherished beliefs regarding yourself, your own life, and the world that you live in. And the mantra for this card is, I bow to the Holy Trinity of oneness, wholeness, and unconditional love within and all around me. Okay, definitely fitting the theme. I love when I ask for a theme and I get it. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. We're going to go to our Color Vision Oracle, and we get a mostly blue card. It has a keyword of empathy. If I can get it to focus here. There we go. The keywords are open-hearted, tender, benevolent, caring, compassionate, and magnanimous. The prompt for this card is, if this card heightens your empathic stress, try practicing a protective sphere meditation. To do that, imagine you're surrounded by an egg-shaped oval of white light that fortifies and guards the integrity of your energy. Some people are innately empathic. Individuals who are extremely so may feel like a psychic sponge, absorbing the heavy, painful emotions of the beings around them, which can be overwhelming and draining. Other people are at their complete opposite end of the spectrum and feel nothing for anyone but themselves. These individuals tend to be narcissistic, arrogant, disrespectful, considerate, and hateful, driven solely by their ego. Today, more and more people hide behind their phones and computer screens, isolating and disconnecting themselves from everyone and everything. Their behavior has encouraged the proliferation of narcissism, apathy, self-absorption, and total disregard for other people. This card asks you to examine your relationship with empathy. It portrays a muddled sky imbued with sunbeams trying to burst forth. The clouds depict how your feelings may be trapped by the weight of insensitive, malevolent, cold-hearted people, but potent silver, which reflects the healing energy of 90% of the visible spectrum, is also present in the card depiction, and it showers you with compassion and understanding. Yeah, so if you're an empath and you feel yourself absorbing a lot of energy, you may find yourself retreating to have a little bit of peace from it. If you're in the habit of hiding, that can develop into a habit. Sorry, I'm just meditating on this white light in the middle. Wow. I'm going to have to spend some time with this card later. This particular card, out of all of the cards that I've looked at in this deck so far, this one has had a profound impact on me. When I'm looking at it, I can see that white light. I can see it pulsing. It's expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. And that's something that I feel like we need to do with our empathy. There are going to be times where you have to retreat and protect yourself from, if you are an empath, because if you absorb too much of what's going on around you, it can be overwhelming. So there are times when you do need to retreat to protect yourself. But then other times where you need to be around others and provide that healing and acceptance of their energy in order for your own spiritual energy to also expand. Yeah. Oh man, this card, this is amazing. Oh, okay. So the next card that we're going to look at is, this is the Elemental Oracle. And the card that we get here is Mystery and Dark Matter. The card number is 38. So that breaks down to an 11. One of the other readings, one of the cards referenced dark matter as well. I don't think it was in this one. I think it was in a previous one. Mystery. The world still has mystery, and this is a fine thing. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it's not there. That's exactly the definition of faith, you know? It's the belief in things that can't be known. You do not have to know the details of everything. Some things are better not revealed at this time. Have faith. Imagine an elemental force that makes up possibly 85% of the universe that you can't see and remains elusive, but you know is there. Imagine this elemental matter is called dark because it's hard to perceive and doesn't interact with electromagnetic radiation such as light, so it's virtually undetectable. Yes, mysterious. How do we know such a thing exists if it remains invisible? The math says it's highly probable due to the way the universe behaves. In practice, the term dark matter is often used to mean only the non-baryonic component of dark matter. We still don't know what dark matter is made up of, although there are many theories. Scientists have managed to categorize dark matter by cold, warm, and hot, terms that refer to velocity rather than temperature. Dark matter is the subject of a huge amount of study. For now, we know that we have a mysterious force that holds the universe together, which is a fantastic concept and one that invites the idea of the unknowable into the frame. Science doesn't know everything yet. Not yet. So, all right. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's see what our Memento Mori card says. This says, rise. And our tea leaf is carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Yeah, faith can take you on a journey, can't it? I mean, just that card about dark matter, and then this card here keeps pulling me back into this white light. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can take a journey mentally for sure. And, you know, we journey in our dreams all the time. And the things that we learn there can be very profound, even though they're not happening physically in this earth. Okay, let's read your tarot cards. These are in no particular order. I just pulled 3 cards for each of the piles, and this is from the Crystal Tarot. We get the Sun, beautiful. Let's see if I can. There we go. Beautiful depiction of the sun. And the 4 of coins. And the devil. Okay, so with the sun and the devil, with the 4 of coins in the middle, the 4 of coins is about stability and holding on to what you have. It's about trying to create just a stable, strong foundation and holding on to it. It's not about creating more, but it's definitely about not letting go of anything. And it is it's a foundation. It's foundational and stable energy. And it was right in between the sun and the devil. And so what is it that, when you look at it in terms of the rest of this reading, and the rest of this reading being about faith and avoiding your fear, embracing change despite your fears, having faith in things that can't be known. They aren't known yet. They may not even be able to be seen, but they can be felt and they can be dreamed about. And so what are you going to use this stable holding on energy to? Are you going to hold on to the sun and let the sun expand to this energy? Expand your stability, expand your faith? Or are you going to hold on to things from the earthly realm, things that you can see and you can know and you can be addicted to and obsessed about because they're in the physical form and right near you? Or are you going to reach for something that you can feel, you can see, is there, but you can't touch it, like the sun or your faith? So it's either going to be faith or fear that you're going to lend your stability to. So that is the question, and that is your reading. I hope there was something in here that made sense to you, that resonated for you. If not, if you had any of the other piles that were calling to you, then you can go back to the timestamps and check out one of those other readings, or all of them, whichever ones you're curious about. Feel free to check those out and see if one of those speaks more to you. Unless this one was yours, if you know it's yours, then that's great. If you like this style of reading, I do these periodically, not very often, but I do like to do what I call them choose your own adventure readings. I do like to do these periodically, and if you enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I do post other types of readings as well, and all things tarot and oracle, love all of it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now. Welcome back, Group 4. It is time for your reading. And one of the things that I forgot to mention in the introduction is that if you would like to see the video where I am shuffling the tarot cards and compiling the piles of cards, that took place during my coffee, cards, and cursing video with my daughter that aired on January 17th. I'll try to remember to go back to that video and put a timestamp in so that you can see where that is taking place, because that's an hour-long video. You don't have to watch it, but some people like to see the shuffling happening or the compiling of the cards. And if you want to see that, then that part is there. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is this is the card that sparked the readings. I pulled 4 of these, and I asked Spirit to use these as a jumping off point for all of the readings, and to build readings based on, some kind of a theme contained within this card. So we'll see if that happened. It did happen on the other 3 groups, and we'll see if it happens with you too. If not, we'll see what other themes emerge. But that was kind of the spark and the ignition. I don't know what was in this card or really any of the cards. We'll start off with the door. We'll open up the reading with your divine door, and this is the one that you get. Beautiful. And the message on yours says, draw down the moon, draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs, find us in the wild, good night. So these all have cute little couplets on the back of them. All right, so we'll look at the Clarifying Life Situations card and see what that one has to say, and see if the theme of the reading gets built around that or not. We get the joy of achievement. Celebrate your achievements, big and small. Acknowledge your hard work and enjoy the rewards. Achievement brings satisfaction and motivates further success. Okay. So something about achievement or success, hard work. The next card that we'll do is a truth bomb. The truth bomb says, love the necessary hard work. Okay, so hard work might be part of the theme. And, it's so easy for us to get wrapped up in thinking the work that we have to do in life is drudgery or difficult and not focus in on the great things that work brings to us. It brings us that level of expertise. It brings us that sense of achievement. It adds structure to our day. When it comes to spiritual work, that necessary hard work that we do, that makes us into the better people that we want to be. Let's move on to the Runes card. This is from the Runes and Roots Oracle. And I got these cards. I pulled these cards for us because I'm learning runes this year. I don't know them very well. And so getting the runes decks that I've gotten, I got a couple of them. It just helps me to stay in the practice of looking at runes and start developing familiarity with them. We get Fehu and Bayberry. Okay, the keywords are wealth, abundance, luck, money, increase, success, fertility, opportunity, fulfillment, beginnings, and career. So that seems to fit in with this idea of work and achievement and success. While money may not grow on trees, the berries that symbolize abundance sure do. With a grateful heart, collecting them during a waxing moon, add a few to your pocket and call on Fehu. Together, Fehu and Bayberry tap into the rich energies of the earth element, nurturing fertile grounds where opportunities and good fortune grow plenty. However, a word of caution accompanies their blessings. Be mindful of greed, be wise with your riches, take only what you need, and above all, give thanks for that which is already yours. And as the inaugural rune of the Elder Furhark and a symbol of fertility, Fehu's energies embody beginnings and growth. When skillfully wielded by the witch, the wealth rune reinforces magic related to finances, career advancement, and success, as well as broader concepts of wealth like friendship, wisdom, and good health. Harnessing Fehu's power can help pave the way to a prosperous and fulfilled life. Bayberry, also well known as wax myrtle, is also a sign of good fortune. Aligned with the influence of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, Bayberry is a proponent of money magic and home blessings. Reflecting its prosperous energies, the charmed bayberry proliferates freely and joyously in nature, standing as a sign of encouragement to pursue the life you envision. How would I define my relationship with money? Is it healthy? Those are your contemplation questions. Okay. All right, we're starting to see a theme. The next one we will do is the Rooted Woman Oracle. And this is also a number 1 card. So 1 might be an important number for you. This is the first card in this deck. It doesn't have a number on it, but it is the first card. And this one is number 1, Quest. And we get a horse here. She's riding a horse. And we also have a horse charm. And it is the year of the fire horse is about to begin if it hasn't already. And so the horse and the number 1 seem to be important in your reading. The quest is a directed journey with a distinct purpose or goal, a pot of gold, a home, the answer to a mystery, which is clear from the beginning, even if the precise trajectory of the journey doesn't always work out exactly the way it might have been planned. The hero's journey, as identified by the American mythologist Joseph Campbell, is primarily a quest narrative, as are sagas such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Odyssey. Perhaps the most common kind of narrative in myth and folklore around the world, it typically requires the heroine to overcome a series of obstacles or pass a series of tests to achieve her heart's desire or to undergo necessary transformation. Sometimes the heroine who sets out on a quest has no more definite aim than to seek her fortune, and sometimes she might be cast out of her home rather than embarking on her journey voluntarily. But at some point, soon after her departure, she'll learn of something that will transform her initial wanderings into a quest. If the shape of your journey looks as if it might be a quest, always be sure that you really want whatever it is that you're looking for, and also be careful that you haven't been sent on a false quest by someone else. Be honest with yourself. Is your stated reason for setting out on your journey the real reason? Great questions to ponder on there. And then the next card we'll look at is from The Witch's Way Home. And the card that we get is number 7, Rise Above What Held You Back. Okay. Speak your truth and take actions that expand you. On this card, a witch soars through the sky on her broomstick, leaving her fears behind. This reflects the power of facing your fears, stepping fully into courage and authenticity, and rising above that which once held you back. Fear often feels like a heavy weight, but if you acknowledge it, face it, and choose to fly beyond it, you'll find freedom waiting on the other side. Trust in the universe to support you as you navigate the uncertainties and challenges ahead. This card encourages you to see fear not as an obstacle, but as a gateway to growth. Each time you take action in spite of fear, whether by speaking your truth, pursuing a passion, or setting a boundary, you reclaim a part of yourself that may have been hidden. It's through this process that you step closer to living a life aligned with your desires and purpose. Your willingness to face your fears also serves as a beacon of hope for those who may be struggling with their own fears. Embrace this role. Each flight beyond fear is a move toward empowerment and expansion. Trust that as you soar, the universe will guide you to a life of fulfillment and freedom. And the journal prompt on this card is, what emotions arise when you think about facing your fears? Take some time to explore the underlying beliefs or experiences that may be contributing to them. Okay. So, dealing with any fears that arise as we embark on this quest and work on our sense of achievement or our goals. Did I read your quote already? The secret, ironically, to finding our passion is to bring passion to everything that we do. And this is from Marie Forleo. So if we have that joy of passion and bringing passion and excitement to our hard work, then that will help us to rise above our fears on whatever quest we're on here. Okay, let's look at the Death Doula card and see what that has to say. We get vision. Okay, I'm seeing, this looks like a woman, and it almost looks like a woman's reflection in a window as she's looking out on the world. And then there's things that are here within the room that she's in, possibly. Vision. But I'm also seeing this face here that looks like a ghost. The path to your dream. This card invites the reader to exercise their imagination and envision their most beautiful life. Think of the details that feel the most enriching. Forevision of true enrichment is the basis of this card. Take 1 minute to explore your dream life. Take note of the first things that come to mind. Then see what is beyond those first thoughts that arise. To take action toward this dream life, that would mean you are coming into alignment and focus with your truest desires. Do your best to leave thoughts of material gain at the door, and from there, explore the wishes that you have for your well-being. So just take a moment to reflect. What does your dream life look like? And make a mental note of it. Think about the feelings that you feel as you are experiencing that dream life, and imprint those sensations in your body, and then try to recall those sensations and those feelings as you're meditating later on and thinking about that vision for yourself. Okay, next cards we're going to do are, let's do the dream cards. These are both decks that are focused on symbols that arise in our lives when it comes to dreaming. And I mean actual dreaming, not just having visions for our life. The first one is called The Arts of Dreaming. And in order to find this deck, you have to go to their website. I don't believe you can buy it anywhere else. It's called The Arts of Dreaming Dream Deck. And if you just Google that, you should be able to come up with it. And the card that we get here is sports, physicality, teamwork, and competition. These cards represent symbols that are frequently featured in people's dreams. And the whole purpose of this deck is to help people utilize their dream time for their higher spiritual good. So when you have a dream about sports, physicality, teamwork, or competition, let's see what the meanings of those dreams might be. Okay, dreams about sports often reflect ambition, competition, teamwork, and personal goals. They can indicate a drive to succeed or the need to overcome challenges. Team sports emphasize cooperation, social interactions, and collaboration, while individual sports suggest a strong desire for personal achievement. So, yeah, that would be something to be thinking about if you're having a dream about sports. Are you dreaming about going on a run? Competing in a foot race? Or are you dreaming about skiing by yourself? Or are you having a dream about playing basketball or doubles tennis or, football or something like that? So that would have an impact on what the meaning of that dream was. Such dreams may also highlight physical health concerns, stress, or a need for physical activity. Winning in sports can signal feelings of confidence and success, whereas losing may reflect fears of inadequacy or failure. Sports dreams can also symbolize a quest for balance, especially when coordination is essential. So, yeah, if you're dreaming about ice skating and maybe you're struggling to balance on your skates, then perhaps you need balance in your regular life. Culturally, they may evoke heroism, rituals, or core values, providing insights into how you handle competition, collaboration, personal challenges, and the need for fun or relaxation. Okay. All right. So that does fit in with this idea of achievement here. Let's see what else we get here. This other deck is called the Dream Oracle deck, and it also contains common symbols that arise within our dreams. And the one that we get here is job. Love what you do and do what you love. So that reflects this quote here. Finding our passion is to bring passion to everything that we do. Love what you do and do what you love. Remember the last time you felt in the zone? Well, it's time to work at bringing that feeling into your current job. The pleasure principle is more than just indulgent frivolity. When you're engaged in activities that light you up from the inside out, you serve humanity, spiritually and physically, in the highest way. Look for opportunities to turn your job into a joyous orbit of bliss. Your job is to love fully. Your job is to forgive completely. And your job is to be as present as you can be while doing whatever task is before you to do. Mother Teresa said, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love." So the meaning on this one is sleepwalking. So dreams featuring your job are assisting you to process thoughts, feelings, challenges, and unfinished business regarding your waking work and business relationships. Imagine you have an after-hours personal assistant whose job is to render spotless the clutter of your mind every night while you sleep. Your assistant works the night shift, filing important documents, discarding irrelevant scraps, and helping you to find solutions and ideas for questions that were posed throughout the day. Take note of the guidance and clarity that you glean from your assistant. And turn it into action. And then the mantra for this card is, I excel at my true job, incorporating as much of my soul into my life as possible. Well, I like that feeling. And I do find that when I try to embrace that mindset about my work, whether it's housework around the house or my job out there in the world, it does make the workload lighter. When I'm thinking about my job and trying to incorporate this joy and passion into the work that I'm doing, whatever that work is to always remember service is at the root of it. I'm here to serve my community, my family, the people that I work with. I've exchanged my time with my employer for a specific amount of money with the agreement that I would perform in a certain way, and fulfilling my end of the bargain is when I do that with joy, then it makes everything go better for everybody, because the people that you serve can feel it. When you fight against that, it does make the day drag on, and it makes things harder, and the people that you serve, whether they're your colleagues or your clients or the community or whoever it is, they can feel it too. So, all right, next card we are going to do is from the Color Vision Oracle. And let's see what you get. Okay, we had multicolored cards on all of them. This oracle has a deck of, some of the cards are singular colors, and some of them are multicolored, and all of our groups got multicolored cards. And yours is growth. Okay. And there's a lot in here. I'm not going to read all of this. Growth occurs on a continuum. So think about that, that there's any one of us can be at different places on that continuum of growth. Some of us can just be starting out. Some of us can be bearing fruit. So growth is on a continuum. And some of those growth cycles are rapid and prolific, while others are nearly imperceptible in their progress. So the prompts for this card are: track the length of a vining plant as a practice in observing the cycles of growth. Keywords are evolution, change, and enrichment. From infancy to adulthood, growth is rapid, constant, and highly visible. The rate at which children grow out of shoes and clothing is a testament to this fast pace. But as we mature, growth becomes a more internalized and emotional experience. Hopefully we grow wiser, more worldly, more spiritual. This card indicates that you are in a cycle of growth, and lean into it. Observe where you are expanding, evolving, and maturing. Now let's look at the Elemental Oracle. Underneath it, let's see what that has to say. Okay, building atoms. It's a number 40 card. Everything is connected by the same building blocks of matter. You are electric and vibrating in motion. Being stagnant in your beliefs and growth is unnatural. Do you know people that they think music ended in like 1968 or 74 or whatever, or they just always talk about the good old days? They're just stuck in the past. It is unnatural. If you find yourself in a stagnant state, then get around some young people and have them challenge your mind a little bit. Okay, so you're electric and vibrating in motion. Being stagnant in your beliefs and growth is unnatural. Building and changing is natural. There's room for infinite variety. Many ancient cultures suspected the world was made up of building blocks that couldn't be seen. While the elements of earth, air, fire, and water were part of their thinking, many also thought that even these formidable elements were constructed from something. The ancient Greek philosophers suggested around 450 AD that atoms existed. They were infinite, and there must be different kinds to reflect the object that was the end result. Indian and Islamic scholars also reported the idea of atoms, but it wasn't until the 16th to 17th centuries the notion became a serious field of study. The last 200 years have given us a clearer idea of what atoms are made up of. Each atom is composed of a nucleus and one or more electrons bound to the nucleus. The nucleus is made up of protons, subatomic particles with a positive charge, and neutrons, subatomic particles with no net charge that are slightly bigger than protons. The boundaries of an atom are not well defined, so they are able to connect and vibrate. We can use a scanning tunneling microscope to view surfaces at an atomic level. The idea that we're all connected or that everything is part of a whole is somehow borne out in quantum physics. It's not just some romantic idea, but it is something solid. It's scientifically proven we are all connected. And this idea here, when it comes to this reading and talking about achievement and work and building on our success and going on a quest and doing work and engaging in things that give us that sense of achievement, that this card, I think, talks about the building blocks of all of that. What are the building blocks of this achievement that we need to have? What are the little pieces of the puzzle that we need to put together in order to take a job and turn it into something that we love? Something to consider. Okay, let's look at our Memento Mori. And we get tea time. Oh, that's so cute. I just love these cards. Tea time. So even as we are working hard on our achievements and building goals and going on these fantastic quests here, there's always time for tea. It's always time to pause and reflect. Okay, and then our tea leaf card, it's grapes. Time to go out and have fun. And the other thing, too, about grapes is that grapes are, in the tarot, they are a sign of abundance and a sign of achievement and wealth. So, time to, once you have the harvest in, after this is a representation of your hard work and achievement, then you can go out and have some fun, have some tea. Okay, let's look at our tarot cards and see what those have to say here. And this is from the Cosmic Wisdom Tarot, and these are in no particular order. Okay, we get the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so the Page of Wands, this really kind of looks like the Page of Wands right here. Page of Wands is on a quest. Page of Wands is ready to go. Creative, a light with an idea. There's some kind of the fire of a new idea. Some new creative pursuit has lit up her mind. She's optimistic and just super excited to get going, get on her horse and ride. And the Page of Cups is full of curiosity and delight, also optimistic and excited to learn about something new. He's in the Rider-Waite deck. He has a fish in his cup, and he's looking at his fish in his cup with just like, wow, I've got a fish in my cup. And so, just curious and delighted with life. And that fits in with this quote here, bring that passion and that delight into what it is that you're doing. And the Three of Pentacles, this is, as you are learning and growing, one of the best ways to learn and grow and develop in a skill is to teach it to other people. So take that moment in the spotlight here to provide your expertise to somebody else, show them how it's done, give them support and guidance, and to mentor them to be able to achieve to the level that you're at. If you are just embarking and you don't feel like you know enough to be mentoring and taking a moment in the spotlight, be one of these other people and get yourself a mentor and follow what they tell you to do so that you can embrace that sense of expertise and further develop. So one way or the other, this is a time of mentorship and working together, teamwork and collaboration. So, but doing it with energy and optimism. So that is your reading. I hope there was something here that resonated for you. If it didn't resonate for you and maybe you were drawn between a couple of different piles, then go back to that other number and see if that is the one that was the reading that you needed to have. And I do these types of choose your own adventure readings every so often. I don't do them on a basis, just when I feel called to, but I do lots of other types of readings throughout the week and do a lot of talk about tarot and oracles if you're new to my channel. So if you like this kind of content, then be sure and hit the subscribe button. It's free, and that way we can stay in touch, and I will be able to see you in my next video. Please be sure and click like on this before you leave if you enjoyed it. And thank you and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye now.